Angels Care Home Health, serving Hayes and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare-certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
I would recommend Angel Care to anybody. They have really helped me regain my strength.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible. Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.
I couldn't have survived this without Angels Care.
Eagle Community Television presents Community Connection with your host, Mike Cooper.
Hello and welcome again to Community Connection from Eagle Community Television. Thanks for watching, and thanks to our producer, Jeff Durall. We're in the office of President Mirta Martin at Fort Hays State University for our monthly visit with President Martin to catch up during the summer of 2015. So what's going on during the summer of 2015 with the President?
What isn't going on is a better question. Everything has been going on. You know, it's been a wonderful summer, and this is, an awful lot of people think that this is the time when the university goes to sleep, and this is the time when the university goes full throttle, because it's a time that we look internally at what we have done great during the year, and we look at how are we going to improve on it for the next year. We look at our processes. We begin to think about, even though we haven't welcomed our new recruiting class in August, we're already thinking about how do we begin recruitment for the following year. So there's an awful lot of things going on. As you know, I spend most of my spring in Topeka. I think I keep saying to people, I really need to get an apartment over there. It would have been easier. But I got real close to the people in the hotel. Mm-hmm. You know, I walk in and now they know me by name.
They know you on first name basis.
That's right. That's exactly right. And that was a hard session, I think, for everybody, for the state. But as you have heard me say, we live to fight another day, thanks to some very brave decisions by some legislators who really didn't want to vote the way they voted, but had to do it to keep the educational system alive and well. And for us, it was a very very critical decision, because, you know, here at Fort Hays, as it is with many institutions throughout our state, the region institutions, the community colleges, the technical institutes, people have made these universities their destination of choice, their homes. And so it's not just furloughing one person, it's furloughing a family.
800 plus at Fort Hays State
alone. And, you know, many of those are members of the same household. Mm-hmm. You know, right here in the president's office, one of our staff, she and her husband work here. They have 2 small children. Both would have been furloughed. How would you put food on the table for those children? So it was a very sobering experience to have to really beg for the livelihood of these individuals. You know, my right, my privilege, my responsibility is to protect the family of Fort Hays. Mm-hmm. And that's what I kept asking these legislators to just allow us another day so that we could maintain these families whole. You know, the unintended consequences would have been far greater than the vote. If families don't have an income, then they can't purchase goods. You know, and if they can't purchase goods, then the economy begins to do this, because it's a mom and pop taco shop down the street that doesn't sell their goods, or is the larger store up the street who cannot sell, or is the vendor who cannot deliver. The unintended consequences would have been great to the state. So I'm very thankful that we live to fight another day. From there, as we left to go to China, right in the midst of it, we thought really the 90th date had come and gone, and we thought we would go to China, come back, and it would be gone. Well, it didn't. So we finished the General Assembly there, and then I have been traveling to visit with alumni, to visit with donors, because now more than ever the generosity of the benefactors of Fort Hays State University is more critical than ever. Our students need support to continue their education. There's lots of bold new ideas to take the university to leap forward, not just walk, but leap forward to the next level. And so, you know, part of what we're trying to do is to call our alumni home, to call every single one of them home. We have 68,000 alumni throughout the world and the United States. If each one of them were to give $100, you can do the math. The impact, the transformational impact that alumni alone at $100 would give and would do to this university and to the students and the future of Kansas and the nation. So been taking that message on the road. Also, obviously, to industry members, to foundations who have been very generous in their support of the university. You know, I have spent so little time, unfortunately, home here because I've been on the road so much, again, trying to take the message of Fort Hays. You and I have discussed there's so many wonderful things and such incredible people here at Fort Hays, but we have one thing that we don't do well, and we don't tell our story well. And it's part of that pioneer work ethic. You know, it's boastful, it's arrogant to say, look how great we are, look at the things we do well. But when it comes to higher education, we need to let the people know, we need to let the world know all the wonderful things that we do here and we do so well. We've had camps, summer camps, you know, whether it was chasing weather balloons or cooking with chemistry, that has brought in students and parents, and they're mesmerized by our facilities and they're mesmerized by our people. I've been getting emails, unsolicited emails from faculty or from prospective students. Even last night I got an email from a lady who graduated in 2007 and decided that the course of study that she had taken then was not her life's calling. So she was coming back to school because she wanted to go get her master's and go on to medical school. And she said, you know, these faculty members have just been professional and inviting and welcoming and great, and nowhere else do you find that. And you know, that's why people come to Fort Hays, but those are the stories that we need to tell. And we need the help of alumni, and we need the help of the community, and we need the help of friends, and we need the help of those who have children and grandchildren and nephews and nieces to spread the word of all that is good and great and wonderful about Fort Hays. And so that's what I've been doing, and that's what some of the staff and the faculty have been doing, and that's what I've been encouraging people to do.
And that's the reason that we bring Jeff along, is so that he can help us tell the story.
That's right, and I appreciate it greatly.
And we're about to host a whole crew of new students coming in for the music camp at Fort Hays State.
Starting on Sunday, and that'll be you know, these kids have such phenomenal talent. And of course, they're being taught by incredible faculty who themselves are world-renowned and who give their time because they want to pass forward that passion, that ability, that talent, that love of music to those students. You know, music and art are very important to me. I think that if we were to look at each other through the eyes of music and the eyes of art, so many problems would be foregone, because you know, to me it's the international, it's the global communicator. I was sitting in China when we visited China. I didn't understand a word the Chinese were saying, but I could certainly understand the music and the art, and you could see their passion and their history and their traditions through these pieces, through these masterpieces. And so the same thing is here. So we're very excited to welcome the bright, talented musical minds of Kansas, to Fort Hays State University. And I hope that they will make, when it's time for them to choose a university, I hope that they will choose home, Fort Hays State.
We also would like to ask you, President Martin, about your testimony before the U.S. House Foreign Affairs Committee June 25th, when you were called to Washington to testify, asked to address several broad areas of interest in the hearing. Is academic freedom threatened by China's influence on U.S. universities? And you had a simple answer.
No.
No.
No, not for us. You know, we have been very fortunate. We have two superb partners. One is a private university ran by an American citizen. The other one is a public university. But our programs have been our programs, and our faculty have taught our programs. You know that we bring in actually, we hire faculty who is then deployed to China, and they teach our courses, and none of them have been censored. As a matter of fact, you know, we teach political science, and in this political science program, we teach about American government and the Bill of Rights, and we encourage creative thought, and we explore things like freedom of speech, and no one has censored that. In our business classes, we teach about business ethics. You know, again, no one has censored that. At the very beginning, I understand, obviously I was not here, but I understand that the Chinese government asked for all of our syllabi and all of our content, which we provided, and we haven't had any requests since then. And I think really and truly, if you think back on it, I can certainly understand when our accrediting body comes, they want to see what we're teaching. They want to see the content of our curriculum. Well, they don't have an accrediting body there, so I suspect that the government, the Ministry of Education, acts in that venue. So they certainly want to make sure that the curriculum that is being taught is worthy of a degree, I would think. So our experience is, as far as academic freedom for our faculty, teaching our courses has never been challenged. You know, obviously what the Chinese do with their faculty, with their courses, I cannot speak, and they're not under our purview. So whether they are censored, whether they're able to teach this way or that way, that I cannot answer. But I can answer as it pertains to Fort Hays State University. And we're very pleased. You know, one of the things that I told the Congress and the subcommittee was, yes, it is true that we're teaching other countries, we're giving them our intellect, okay? But isn't that what the United States has done since its inception? We have been the beacon of hope. We have been the hallmark of education for the world. And so we have been educating the world. And I guess what I would like for people to think is the fact that if we don't have a presence in the world does not know who we are. It is very easy to hate or distrust someone who you do not know. But it is very difficult to dislike or distrust someone that you know. And so what we're doing is we're opening the world to a country so that they know how the rest of the world thinks, so that they know that Americans are no different than Chinese or they are from Europeans or South American people. At the end of the day, we all bleed red. And if we get to know each other and we know each other well, then I think many of the problems that we have will be forlorn. You know, in my commencement speech to both the Chinese and here on campus, as I concluded, I told the graduating class that I had great hope for them, and I do. And I told them, I hope that yours will be the generation that will find the cure to many of the illnesses that plague our world. And I pray that yours will be the generation that will find peace in our world. And I do. And I think through education, that peace is possible.
Education is the central key, isn't it?
It's the economic engine that moves the world. It's the engine that unites people in knowledge. That's the engine that unites people in fighting a common cause. Whether it's the Chinese, the Europeans, the whomever, we're all fighting to find the cause for cancer. We're all fighting to find the cause for autism. We're all fighting to fight the cause for Parkinson's. We're all fighting. We are united. And it's that education that brings us forward. It's education that tells us about the history of the world and from which hopefully we can learn from past mistakes so that we don't repeat them going forward. It's really the glue that binds our world together. And I think it's critical that we continue to understand the value of education and the importance of education as we go forward and we develop our world together.
One final option, if you would, President Martin. You mentioned a cross-border model of education during your presentation. Talk about that, would you?
Well, the cross-model model is what we do in China, and that is where we actually partner with a university, and that university teaches the first couple of years of what we would consider in America the gen ed courses. And then we hire our own faculty, and they live in China, and often they live on campuses in China, and then they deliver what we consider to be the major part of our degree. So it's the 30 credits, the 45 credits, the 60 credits of a degree. And so at the end of those 4 years, those students end up with 2 degrees. The Chinese degree that is awarded by the host institution, our partner in China, and then with a Fort Hays degree. These degrees are taught in English, so these students are fluent in English, and our faculty obviously teach in English, our curriculum. And it's important because throughout the world, as we said earlier, the importance and the value of an American degree is still great. And so these individuals who don't have the finances to be able to travel to the United States are able to obtain an American degree without leaving their home. And it's that educational piece. One of the other degrees we teach is a leadership degree. And that has been an interesting degree because the translation, everything gets lost in the translation. The translation to China in a degree in leadership is party leadership. And so we have had to educate the students that this is not about party leadership. They don't want to learn about party leadership. This is about leadership, about how to become a leader. And many of these students have the same dreams as aspirations as our students have. They want to go back into their communities and serve them. They want to improve the human condition. They want to own their own small businesses, no different than our students do. And so it's that educational, it's that window into the world that we are able to provide that teaches people that at the end of the day, we're one world, we're one people, and we're united by education.
Education can link.
Education is the link.
President Mirta Martin, Fort Hays State University, our community connection. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Angels Care Home Health, serving Hays and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare-certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
There's not any words to describe their kindness.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible. Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.
They saved my life.